What's up, YouTube? It's been a while since I've got to do a video. It is a very wet, pretty decent chilly day, not that cold. Work's been slow, which is normal for me this time of the year because it doesn't get very cold here. But we do have some calls today. Everything is no heat. So basically what I'm going to do is, I can't promise you I'll be able to film one whole job. So I'm going to try to film bits and pieces of all the calls today and just cram them together in a video. Do something a little different. So we'll see how that goes. And you guys enjoy.
Just a hard-working man, gets down on his knees to pray. He's been walking a long road. Have you seen my brother?
Alright, well, we were pulling up over here for a Honeywell smart valve, but he doesn't have the right one. He keeps one for ICP on the shelf, but it's not the one we need. So we will have to go get him model and serial numbers of the furnace so he can order the right one. Now we're going to go to the Goodman Supply House to get a board for another furnace. Okay guys, we're after part hunting for most of the morning. We're finally going to get to one of our service calls, and it's a funny story. We had Thanksgiving last week, and I have a bunch of company shirts. These are the ones I wear to work every day, but I have some other colored ones and some nice polo ones with my logo on it, and I pretty much wear them everywhere, and sometimes it aggravates my wife. She'll ask me, why do I wear my company shirts everywhere? And I tell her, well, because it's good advertisement. And sure enough, we went to her family side of Thanksgiving. They had a Thanksgiving / family reunion, and I had one of my shirts on, and one of her relatives saw my shirt and got a business card from me and has asked me to come repair his heater, which is where we're about to pull up right now. So he's electric heat, and he says he's got air coming out the vents, but it's cold. So the Honeywell smart valve had to be ordered. It should be here tomorrow. We picked up a control board for a Goodman furnace that I went on a couple days ago. That had to be ordered. It just got here today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go see about this air handler with electric strip heat, and then we're going to go put a board on a Goodman furnace. Alright guys, we're looking at a 15 kW heater out of an older ICP unit. It has the little ice cube relay sequencers on it. The heat strips look to be in good shape, but they were shutting off on limit. And there's the limit switch here. But I think the reason they were shutting off on limit is because of this filter. It couldn't get no air. So, but I did have the door off of it and they were still shutting off on limit. So that brings a concern too. They were either shutting off on limit or these sequencers are going bad. I don't know if I have any of these. There's our information right there. So let me see what I have on the truck. If I have those relays, I'll just rebuild this thing. Okay, guys. I do have the relays right here. They're a little different, but they will work. And I'm confident that it wasn't cutting off on high limit now that I think about it, because I had to door the air handler off. So we were bypassing this filter. So they shouldn't, even though, you know, this is a problem, they should not have been cutting off on limit because we were bypassing the filter. So that's making me believe that these sequencers, relays, whatever you want to call them, are dropping out. So I'm just going to rebuild them. I had exactly 3 of them on the truck. Like I said, these are a little different, but they will work. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rebuild, or, you know, replace all 3 of these relays. And none of the heat strips are burnt. None of the coils are burnt on here, so that all looks good. And that'll just be the best thing to do. It's in a tight spot. When the heat kit is in place, it's very, very hard to get your hands in there to do any kind of troubleshooting. Very bad design on some of these air handlers. You know, they don't give you any room to stick your hands in and troubleshoot. And you can't really troubleshoot it when you got it out here with no power to it. So the best thing for me to do is just replace all 3 relays, and then that way I don't have to worry about it. Okay, as you can see, we have 3 new relays, sequencers, whatever you want to call these, little ice cube style. Everything's plugged in nice and tight. Here's our old ones. And I also noticed that somebody has replaced a board on this unit very recently, and I think I remember him telling me that. And they didn't jump W1 and W2. Well, anytime you have a 15 kW heat strip, W1 and W2 have to be jumped out, because W1 will only bring in 10 kW worth of heat. W2 is made to bring in that 15 and that 20 if you have a 20. So we're going to take this little white wire right here, and we're going to jump W1 and W2, and that should bring in all 15 kW worth of heat. So now we're going to go back and put this heat kit in place and restart it up, and let the homeowner know that they need to get rid of this permanent filter, or if they're not going to, they need to at least wash it. But this one is so caped up, I think this one's done for. I don't think they'll ever get this one clean. So we're going to go put the heater back in place now. Okay guys, we got the heater back in. Got us a jumper right here in between W1 and W2. We got 10 kW worth of heat burning right now. We are waiting on the other 5 kW to come in. But they are not cutting off now, so those relays definitely were the problem. Okay guys, the ICP is back up and running. 4 tough. Might be doing a change out on this one. We'll see. Alright guys, just got done with lunch. The customer with the Goodman furnace that I got to change a board on asked me to give her about 30 to 45 minutes. So I figured I'd stop and get me a bite to eat. I'm done with that, so I'm going to give her a call and see if we can go ahead and head that way. And we'll go change this board out. Good morning guys, Wednesday morning here. All we were able to film yesterday was the heat kit job. The Goodman control board, it was a successful repair. The furnace ran after the board replacement, but I had to condemn the furnace because it had really high CO levels. And then the other furnace that we went on, well, hold on, we'll get back to that in just a second. All right, guys, sorry about that. Anyway, so the Goodman control board was successful, like I said, but I had to condemn the furnace because I had really high CO levels, and I checked my gas pressure. It called for 3.5. I had like between 3.48 between 3 and to 3.5, so the gas pressure was good. I checked the flue pipe all the way out to through the roof. The flue pipe was clear, so that there was no restriction there causing high CO levels. We were still running a little over 100 parts per million on CO, so I shut the furnace down and scheduled a replacement for Friday. So that's what's going to happen with that one. And then after that, we went and worked on a Carrier furnace that was badged Cobra. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen those. I've seen the Cobra condensers around here. I guess that was Carrier's cheap brand back in the day. So it was a downflow / horizontal furnace, and the flue, the induced draft assembly is turned upside down from the factory, and there's a piece of flue that comes off of it that runs directly in front of the blower motor that is encased in a square sheet metal box. I've never seen one of these furnaces before. I have seen the Cobra condensers, but I've never seen this furnace before. It's the first time I've ever seen this particular furnace. So it was really late yesterday afternoon. I didn't have the blower motor's out. That's the problem. I didn't have the correct motor on the truck anyway. All I had was a 208 230 volt motor, and obviously we need a 115. So, and plus I have to figure out how to tear that thing apart to get that flue out of there to where I can get the blower assembly out. It's not going to be easy. So that's what we're going to do today. Oh, and the Honeywell smart valve should be here today, so we'll try to get some film on that too. And then we got another service call that came in, so another full day. So we'll see what we can film for you guys. Guys, we're on a job site working on an older train electric air handler, and they were using this relay here for the heat strips, and the relay is bad because it's a 10 kW strip heat. It's either a 10 or a 7 kW, and this thing is only rated, if you look right there, for 6 amps. The locked rotor is 30. You can't run heat kits with these relays right here. I was gonna use a heat sequencer, but I'm out of them. All I have is 5 kWs. I mean, I have a 15 kW one right here, but this is a rude ream mount. And then I got a 5 kW one right here. So I'm gonna replace it with a contactor. I'll just put a contactor on it, and that'll run 10 kW worth of heat. So we'll go back in there and do that right now. Okay, we have our contactor in. Meter's about to go shut off. We have 10 kW worth of heat running. Fans running. So that would be much better than that relay. That relay was clicking, tack, 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 on and off, on and off, on and off. Alright guys, here's the Goodman furnace with the control board that we replaced, that we were talking about earlier in the video. There's the new board, but I condemned it because of high CO. There is a very small crack, but y'all are not going to be able to see it, but it's down here, down in there where my finger is. It's a long, thin crack, but I guess it was enough to make the CO run high. It's not, like I said, it's not a wide crack, but it's long. It's really long, but it's pretty thin. But so I feel very confident that I made the right move by selling these people a new furnace, because we were running really high CO. The air conditioning part of the system is brand new. It's Lennox equipment. It's 410A. You can see it right there. 410. Lennox. Nice looking little unit. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Lennox, but it is a pretty nice looking little unit. And they just didn't do the furnace when they did it. They put a new condenser and they put a new coil. She asked me if I could put her a Lennox furnace. I told her that I don't have access to Lennox. And she asked me what else I sold. I told her I was exclusive to ICP or Comfort Maker. And she said she had never heard of it. So I gave her the story just like I tell everybody. You know, it's the same thing as Carrier. Just a different sticker. She goes, well, I like Carrier. I've heard of Carrier. Can you get me a Carrier? I said, yes, ma'am. I said, but you're going to pay a lot more money for it when Comfort Maker's the same thing. She goes, well, it's just the thought that I've never heard of Comfort Maker and I know Carrier. Every now and then you get that over here, but not often. So I got her a Carrier, but when I got the furnace yesterday, they delivered it to me because they're out of town. They sent me a Bryant furnace, or a Bryant sticker, or tag, whatever you want to call it. It was already on there. So I called the lady up and I said, ma'am, they sent me a Bryant furnace. I said, but Carrier and Bryant's the same thing. She goes, well, yes, that I know. She goes, I've heard of Bryant. She goes, so I'm fine with Bryant. I said, okay, thank God. Because I didn't want to have to call Carrier and say, hey, woman don't want a Bryant, she wants a Carrier. Make a long story short, I wouldn't have got a new furnace. I would have just told them to send me a Carrier tag. But she's fine with Bryant, so I'm fine with it. It's all the same to me. It's all ICP Carrier. I mean, there's no difference between this or Comfort Maker, so I'm fine with it. I don't care. That's what she wants. That's what she'll get. So I'm prepping the furnace right now, doing my knockouts and all that, and then we'll go slide it in place in the closet. Alright guys, we're done with that furnace and I'm going home. We got done with this furnace really late because when me and Tyler got here, we took the old furnace out and the coil was dirty. It needed to be cleaned. So we cleaned it in place and that took a little while. But we are headed to the house. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this video. It's gonna be a long video, mostly a lot of video of me talking, but there's a piece of one job and then this furnace that you just saw. So I wanted to upload something. I had to upload nothing in a while, and almost just hit a dog. So I talked about a lot of other jobs in the video, as you just saw, but I didn't get to get no film on them. It's just how it goes. So, not the best video in the world, but I thought I'd throw something up there, and maybe we'll get some film on something else next week, because we got a pretty full week next week too. And I actually have a service call for tomorrow already, so maybe we'll film that. You never know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See y'all on the next one.